now my train is sort of on the track, and it will run through the layout. And you can see, you can scroll in and out, you can look around. Yeah, now the coaster runs on the track. That's kind of cool, I guess. In this video, I'll be showing you the most professional way to make a roller coaster in Roblox Studio. Now, these types of coasters use a system called CFrame, and this allows for it to be super duper smooth and for almost any possible track layout to work. So you don't have like the physics restraints or some other script system that you have to follow. This system works really well. And we'll be using a plugin called Hammerhead CFrame. Now, this plugin is made by the roller coaster Roblox community, and they have provided it for free. So today I will be showing you how to use this and how to create your own Roblox roller coasters. Now, the first step to making a roller coaster in Roblox Studio is actually either implementing your coaster from No Limits 2 on Steam or creating your coaster in Roblox Studio. Now, creating your coaster in Roblox Studio is the easier method, and it's also the free method. If you're going to be implementing a coaster from No Limits 2 into Roblox Studio, it will cost you about $100 to get No Limits 2 and then No Limits 2 Pro, and then it's also a little bit more complicated, but you will get better results. The first method is in Roblox Studio, and you're going to be getting the NWSpacek coaster plugin, the Epic Twin Edit. To create a roller coaster in Roblox Studio to start, you're going to select, and it's going to load a piece that looks like this into the studio. Now, the plugin is generally straightforward. What you're going to do is you now have your piece, and this could be the station. You can move it to wherever you want. Once you get it there, you click Add to End, and it will add a piece onto the end. Now, to continue building your coaster, what you're going to do is you're going to design a layout using these pieces. You select the red pieces as like central nodes, and you move it around, and you'll see the track will bend like this through like a spline, and it will create a track. Now, feel free to make your roller coaster however you like. I'm just going to do something simple. See here, I am constructing my roller coaster layout using the red. And then something else you could do is with these white pieces here, these allow you to pull on it using like math or something. I don't really know, but you can accentuate or like flatten the curve. You can see here how I pull out the white pieces to build a curve, so it smooths out my curve a little bit more. And since my drop is curved, I can come to this purple piece and select my rotate tool and rotate it so that it will have banking. So the coaster train will follow along this banking. It will be more realistic or like an actual coaster. Some other cool tools you can use is like, let's say I wanted to make a hill. I can select this in the middle, go to the plugin and click divide, and divide will divide it on the purple piece. So then I can come over here and do this, and it will smooth that out. See, I made a hill by manipulating the white pieces and dividing the purple banking pieces. And then you continue to do this, add to end. Let's just say that I want my coaster to end like right here. So now my coaster is done. I'm gonna make a quick brake run. So now my coaster has a brake run. There we go. Now I need to finish my coaster. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to join ends. That's what you do. And it will join the two ends, and then you can select the white pieces, pull them out, and then turn the banking. You can smooth it. So now we have a very simple layout, and this is done in Roblox Studio. This is the free method. You have this completely finished, and what you do is you're gonna come up here and you're to see compile 1, 2, 3. There's gonna be this compile. You do not want that compile. You want compile 1, 2, 3. We need our tracks to be numbered. So now that I've compiled it, what I like to do is I like to select the original track and move it into the ground so it's just out of the way. And you'll see if you look here, the roller coaster will have numbered pieces. So it'll start at 1 and it will go all the way to whatever number is the max number. Let's see, what's the max number for this one? 143. So there's 143 segments and they're all numbered. If you have an older roller coaster track that wasn't compiled with numbers, you're either gonna have to number it manually or it's not gonna work with the new system. So it needs to be a numbered compiled track. It can't be a different type of track. So once you have your compiled numbered track, you can move to the next step. What I am going to show you really quick though is if you do have No Limits 2 Pro, I'm going to briefly show you how to implement that into Roblox Studio. So here I am in No Limits 2, but I made this coaster to show you how to export it. So you need to have No Limits 2 Pro for No Limits 2 to work for your export. So what you're going to do is you're coming to the Professional tab, and you're going to do Export Track Spline. Now when you export the spline, I just leave it like that, and then I like to set it to center of rails, because then you get the heart line or whatever. So once you export that, okay, let me just save it to Now that I've saved my coaster to a certain location, what I'm going to do is I'm done in No Limits 2. No Limits 2 is finished. I saved it in as a CVS or CSV. I don't know, one of those files. And now I can close No Limits 2. I'm back in Roblox Studio, and what I'll be doing is I'll be using this No Limits 2 to Roblox, and I'll be doing the import. So what you're going to do is you're going to implement a script, just any script, into the studio. I'm going to go into the script, delete the print hello world. Let me find my file now. What I'm going to do is find the file. Let me pull it up. So now that I have my file open, what you do is really simple. You literally just copy this entire thing. It's going to take a second. Copy it all. All right. Now I copy that to my clipboard. I come to Roblox Studio and I paste it in here. There we go. My entire thing is pasted into Roblox Studio. And what I do is I now import it and I select the script, load from script, select this script, accept, and then I import it. Look at that. My roller coaster is now quite literally in Roblox Studio. I don't understand how the plugin works or why it works, but it reads it and it functions properly. So I'm going to run through it one more time really briefly. You're going to save it as that file. You're going to copy it directly from there. So here, you're going to copy it all, just straight up. You're not going to include this at the top. And you're going to just go into Roblox Studio, make a blank script, and you're going to paste it into the script, no edits to it. And you're going to navigate through the import section of the No Limits 2 to Roblox import plugin. You're going to set track, and you're going to do load from script. What you're going to do is you're going to have that script selected, and you're going to click accept, and then you're going to say import, and it will import your coaster into Roblox Studio. I don't need it twice. And let me just make sure that it is in fact numbered. It is in fact numbered, therefore it will work with the plugin. Now that I have my coaster or coasters, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the model is named to tracks, primarily for organizing purposes. This isn't required, but I would like to say it's required. If there's an issue, just this could be it. I don't know. Now we have the layouts created. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Hammerhead installer. Up at the top, you'll see the Hammerhead v1.64, whatever version it is. There's going to be new updates. You're going to install it, and it's going to pop up on the side here. Throughout the entire process of using this, do not hit Control-Z. It will break it. I've done that at least 4 times trying to create this, and has destroyed it. So do not press Control-Z. If you make a mistake, go through and undo it manually by redoing your steps. Don't use Control-Z. Now, you're going to install, and on the side here, you're going to see the coasters, and it's going to have put everything in there. And I'm going to implement this coaster first. Let's see, edit rides. So now we're in the first page, and it's going to say no coasters found. So what you're going to do is you're going to click new coaster at the bottom, and let's name it, I'm going to call this mini short layout. And I'm going to select the track model. And it says it's a valid model on the side here because it's a workplace.tracks. It's BM model and only contain parts from 1 to whatever model number it is. So save the ride, and now you can do coaster selected, and your coaster will pop up here. Now you're going to select that, and you're going to have this boom of settings. Ignore the settings for now. What we're going to do is we're going to implement the trains to the coaster, and then we're going to implement the zones into the coaster, and this will help the plugin tell the train how to follow the track. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Each of these 5 trains will be linked in the description. We have a B&M Hyper train, an aerodynamic looping coaster train, an Intamin coaster train, we have a wooden GCI train, and then we have a Mack Rides train. For this one, I think I'm just going to use the Intamin one. And so here we are with our trains. And so what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to close this. I'm going to show you how to set up a train and how the train needs to be set up for it to work. Now, this is where all the issues normally come in when this portion of the construction begins. So here on the side, we have our train 1. You're going to want to name your model name to train 1. And here it's going to have all the cars. Each car will be labeled car with the following car number beside it. So car 1, car 2, car 3, car 4, car 5, car 6, car 7. The seats in this C-frame style will be used with actual seats. They won't be parts that will weld your character to it. So you're going to want actual seat parts in your train. The base part of the train will be the root part. So there needs to be a part in the train called root, and it normally absorbs the entire car, has can glide off, and is the length of the car. This is the part that the C-frame will run on as it goes through the track. As well as your cars being set up this way, don't worry, the plugin will tell you if there's an error and it'll tell you what to fix. But on top of that, each of the cars will have a variable on the side here that's called length. It's a numerical variable, and this is the length of the train. So this allows the C-frame to understand the length of the car, so when they float together, they're not inside each other or too far apart from each other. It allows the C-frame to understand how long each car is. So as you see in car 1, it's way shorter, but in car 7, it's 7.7, and then each of these ones are different. So it'll run properly. So if you're doing a custom train, make sure that you have that variable in there. The plugin will tell you if you don't have it, and most of the time, if it doesn't, then there will be 2 support servers in the description for you to fix that issue. So now I have my train all set up already. There will be 4 other pre-set up trains that you can use. Let me pull it back out and let me open trains. So now we're on the train section, and in here, you're gonna click add train, and it's gonna tell you all the things that it needs on the side as well. So now you're gonna select your train model, and it says my model is a valid model because each of the cars are labeled car 1, car 2, etc. And it is a model, and it has only the cars as the children. It also features the variables in each of the cars as well as the root parts in each car. It will tell you if you don't have that or if a variable is missing in one of the car models. So now I'm going to save that train, and I want the train to start at this segment at the front of the station. So I'm going to type in 11 here. I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard. So it enters it into the script. And now I am done setting my train. My train is completely set up already. Now I'll go back, and now we have to begin on the zoning. Now, zoning the track can be a little bit difficult because you're gonna wanna click Control Z. Do not click Control Z, trust me, don't. Just change your numbers the manual way, and remember to hit enter and enter in your submission. So first, let's open the zone. I'm gonna add a zone. I'm gonna select the first part that I want to go off of. So that's gonna be start segment 2. And then over here on the side, this ends at 11. So end segment will be 11. And I'm gonna pick a color that I want my station to be. So let's say I want it to be yellow. So 11 and then enter. So now it has registered that my station zone, oh, that's not station. Let me change the type to station and then name it station. Now it has registered that my station zone is yellow, and I could visibly see where it is. There's also all these settings here. If it's your first coaster, I don't recommend messing with them, but once you make a coaster and you know how to do it and you got the flow, then feel free to mess with anything. It's there for a reason for you to mess with. Once you finish your station zone, you could click back, and then you can make your next zone. So you're gonna click add zone. Now I have this little pre-drop section right here, so I'm going to leave it as normal, and I'm going to change the color to, let's say, pink. Now, what node is this one? What segment is this one? This is segment 12, and right before my chain lift, we'll have it be 27, and I'll hit enter. Staying gray. Okay, maybe pink doesn't work. Now we have magenta, so this is a normal section, so these settings here will follow that. And what you're gonna do is basically go through the track and set each of these sections. So what next is the chain lift. I'm gonna set this type to lift. And I'll select right here, and it'll be, start segment will be 28, and the end segment will be right here, and it'll be segment 51. Now let me change the color of it to, every color needs to be a different color. Let me change the color to 51, and now there you go. So now it registers this section as a lift. Now it's just another normal section. Now I have made like this next normal section, and then here on this black section, I'm gonna have it be the brake run. Notice how I named the normal section, the second one, normal 2. Every single zone needs to be a different name. They can't share names, otherwise it'll break the plugin. So now I'll have, let's say this will be my brake run. So I'm gonna call this brakes. And then I'm gonna set it to, let's say, this dark red. And then my last section here, I'm gonna have it be a transport section, so it transports it back to the station. Transports, and I'm gonna name it transport. I'm gonna set it to, let's say this. I already did that green. Let's better be safe. I'll use this pastel brown. 1, 2, 3 to back all the way to segment 1, and I'll hit enter, and there we go. The station's completely constructed. All the zones are finished. Now if I look back at my zones, here they are. I did not press Control Z at all during this process, and every single zone has a separate name. Now, the best part about this is you could go back into your coaster after you tested it and change these zone properties to make your coaster run smoother, give it better pacing, fix the brakes if it slides through the brakes too fast. Now, the last step that you have to do before you could test your coaster now is come to the track segment section, and you have to find the last track segment. So in this case for me, my track is 143 segments long. So I will set track segments to 143. I like to set my roughness personally to 0. For no limits coasters, I set it to 0. For Roblox Studio coasters, I'll set it to like 0.01 or 0.1, just so it kind of blends everything together. I will also like to set the cart separation to 3 or 5. I'm gonna set it to 3 to be safe, and we'll test and see. Now, what you could do is you could come into Roblox Studio and you could play. It'll be a bit laggy at first. There, do you see that? So it turns out the cart separation wasn't really needed. But my coaster has synced to the track, and that was the goal. So now you'll see the coaster has connected because we set everything up properly. Let me go back to my Hammerhead CFrame plugin, set car separation to 0. Let me go through to play it. There we go. I think I need to fix the length of this front cart, but as you see, I'll sit in the seat and it will operate. You could press F9 on your keyboard to open the console. That's just the script for the No Limits 2, so that's why it's not working. You can check the server side, you can check your client side. It'll tell you everything that's happening. It says this mini short layout server loaded, the Hammerhead CFrame scripts loaded. All of these are loaded. I loaded it locally. The POV camera is enabled. And now, when the coaster begins, taking its sweet time. Don't make me look stupid now. I need it to work. Oh, I seem to be having an issue where my train is just sitting still. It's synced to the track, but it's just sitting still. So I think it's the issue with the rendering. The CFrame plugin again. I'm going to go back. Let's see. Open train start segment will be 9. Let's do 9. I think 11. Yeah, I'm going to try 9. See if making sure that it's in the center of my station will help it sync. There we go. Now the train's working. So don't put your starting segment right at the end of any station. Otherwise your train will get stuck like mine did. Did not know that. Now I know that. But you can see how the train is rendering through this track section like this. See how it renders this as a lift because we set the zones. And then as it goes down, this normal section will follow normal physics, or the physics that you chose for it to have, like certain gravity or friction. But now it goes up, goes down. It's a brake run. Wow, nice and smooth. We finished the coaster. Your coaster works now. You can do whatever you want, but what I'm going to show you how to do is how to make the track look nice, how to generate some basic supports, and how to make the coaster look like a coaster. Now using the Coaster Tool Pack plugin, we're going to generate tracks for it. Go to your Coaster Tool Pack plugin up here, and it's going to have 2 buttons, Track Styles and Layout Editor. Select the Layout Editor first, and you're going to select, you're going to click this button, and you're going to click your layout. And okay, so you're gonna select your track first and then click the track, and it's gonna have all these different sections. Now I'm gonna go to my track styles plugin. Let me just shrink this, and it's going to open with all the track styles that they have so far. So for this coaster, since I'm using an Intamin LSM, just the Intamin one, I'm just gonna use the Intamin LSM track. And we'll have all different options here. So whatever the coaster pieces that you have, it seems intimidating, but it doesn't really. It's just all beauty related, so it's not too much to worry about. So for the station, I want it to be a flatter section. So let's say I'd want 2. And then I want it to be to 12. I want 2 to 12. Why isn't it working? Oh, there we go. You gotta make sure converting's on. So once you turn converting on down here, you can set these and click convert. I looked like an idiot for a second because I forgot to turn it on. But now I have generated flat Intamin pieces at the base here. So now what I'm gonna do is like, okay, so since that's finished, I'm gonna click the triangle type, and I'm gonna select down here. I'm gonna go to my home and select her. I'm gonna go here and select, let's say I want it to be from 12 to this number up here. It's not gonna convert. You're just gonna make fun of me. For like about 30 minutes, I was just trying to like figure out how to make this work. Make sure you have your track selected, make sure you have what you want selected. And I was having a hard time by selecting certain segments, so I just said was convert all. So now instead of that, I have all of it converted. I could close this plugin up and I could just do set transparency to 1 for the track. So now the track is all transparent and I have my coaster track right here. Now with these pieces here, I'm going to extend it because, yeah, there we go. It looks so bad, but I don't really care. I'd rather that be there than a gap. So here I have a little trick. This Coaster Tool plugin that I'll open here won't work on the track because it's custom colors and it is also not named track. So in order to use some of these, what I like to do is I like to find my track here. I'm going to duplicate the model. I'm going to move this model to the workspace so that it's like ignored. I'm gonna group it, ungroup this model, so I select everything. Set the brick color to medium stone gray, this color right here. I'm going to scroll down and it's gonna say name. I'm gonna name each one to track. And then I'm gonna go to the transparency, I'm gonna set it to 0. So now I have a second section, and in my move category, here's my move tab. I'm gonna click Control L so that I'm going straight up, not at an angle. So it's like the world logs. I'm gonna move up the tiniest bit there, just like half a stud. And now I can go through and place the type of supports I want. So here in the Coaster Tool plugin, there is, if you scroll down, there is a high quality B&M supports only used for high quality B&M track. Now, no, I'm gonna use it with whatever track I want. You can't tell me what to do. So here, I'm gonna show you where you're gonna use your click it, you're gonna click open. Now this is kind of an old piece of work, but yeah, you can change the colors. You're gonna click activate and you're just go through and click the track where you want to generate. See, this is why a lot of it's not very compatible with other tracks. It's kind of ugly, but if you're lazy and you want the supports to be there fast, you could just go through and click, because I'm lazy. And there's other versions here. You could do like right track pieces, wow, or you could do left pieces there. Look at those lovely supports. So they're clicking on that gray track piece, on those gray track pieces that aren't actually part of it. So what I did was I made sure I moved those out of the short decor track. So I named it. So here I moved it out and it's there. Now what I can also do is here, right here, there's standard Catwalk V2. I like to use this. I'm just gonna leave it green because I don't really care. I like to use this for my, okay, that doesn't look very good because I clicked it weird, but I like to use this section for the, this does not look good at all. I like to use this for the chain lifts, and then I come over here and I click deactivate and I click reactivate and I select here and I, wow, this coaster is so realistic. Look how smooth these turns are. Look how there. And now what you could do is once you finish that, you could close that plugin and then just delete this extra model that you made so you can select it. Now look, your coaster is finished. Oh. Whatever. I could do the layouts, but the decoration's not for me. I'm too lazy. Now you have a working coaster, so if you go in to play it, you're gonna fall onto the track and you can see the coaster. Please load. Now my train is sort of on the track, and it will run through the layout. So the train, I don't know why the POV didn't load, probably because I sat in too soon before the POV could load, because it says the POV did load. So if I jumped out of the seat and got back in, okay, there. Now the POV did load. And you can see, you can scroll in and out, you can look around. Yeah, now the coaster runs on the track. That's kind of cool, I guess. Now you made a working coaster. You have a working functioning coaster. Now, if you did import your track through a No Limits 2, then you just do the same process on your No Limits 2 track. The fun part about No Limits 2 coasters is that they're glossy smooth. They will be so perfectly smooth just because of the way that No Limits 2 works with their spline. But there's also the free method, which I do prefer if you don't want to spend $100 to export coasters to Roblox Studio. But yes, these 4 other trains will also work. They all should be set up and ready to be working on coasters. But yeah, you made a Roblox Studio roller coaster. It functions and works. Tinker with any of these settings, the cart separation, the friction gravity, all that fun stuff. Look at all this. What I also want you to do is to go into the description of the video, join my Discord server, and send your creations in. I have a Google form, and I will be going through and reviewing roller coasters that you decide to make using the system or physics or the old one. I won't help you if you have questions. The old one, keep those in. But I will move you through that process, and I want to see what you make. Literally, please send me what you make. I want to see it. I want to see it. I need to see it. I want to see it. I need to see it. I need to want it. Okay, well, yeah, you finished. You did it. Congratulations. That's my method to doing this. There's a few other tutorials. I'll link you to the Hammerhead Discord server in the description. They are better with bug issues if there's an actual script issue. You can also join my server to share your creations and look at all this, and I'll look at all that different stuff. But yes, now you know how to make a coaster. Yeah, that's it.